Seniors at UW-Eau Claire got an early Christmas present this morning. Their college diplomas at the university's fall commencement. Mary Pouch spoke with some of UW-EC's newest alumni about what the future has in store.
Spirits were high and celebrations rang out on the UW-Eau Claire campus Saturday as hundreds of the university's latest graduates were finally able to accept their degrees following years of hard work.
I've been in college for like 5 years, so I'm used to finals. But what was hard was just finishing. Just staying focused, dedication, and not quitting. That was the hard part.
Now these grads are making plans for their futures as Blue Gold alumni.
Starting January 6th, I have a job lined up at a place called Great Lakes, and I'm software developing with them. I'm really excited.
But saying goodbye to campus brings new challenges as these graduates get ready to transition to post-grad life.
It's kind of scary, to be honest, but I guess we all have to grow up at a certain point, so yeah, I'm pretty excited too.
The commencement today left these students turned professionals looking back on their years at UW-EC with pride, knowing their time spent on campus with the friends and professors that helped them along the way will lead to success in the years to come.
It feels amazing, you know. I couldn't have done it without them. That's why they're right here right now. I'm emotional because of them, so it's all love.
And although the caps and gowns signify a story coming to an end for these grads, they're holding on to their memories as a Blue Gold.
It's, really sad to leave. It's bittersweet. I know I'm moving on to a different chapter, but I'm going to miss this place. I really am.
Another celebration today, the end of finals for current students. The spring semester starts January 6th. Across the U.S., the 33-year-old man is charged with setting fires in a dormitory in New York early Friday. Peter Weiland faces arson, burglary, and other charges. New York's fire commissioner says Weiland broke into the dorm at Yeshiva University while students were sleeping, using matches meant for a Hanukkah menorah. Authorities say Weiland set 3 fires in the building. Firefighters got to the scene quickly and say there were no injuries. A tragic apartment fire in Las Vegas this morning killed 6 people. It happened at the Alpine Motel apartments in the city's downtown area. Fire officials arrived to heavy smoke and described seeing several people jump out of windows from the 3-story building. It took only 5 minutes to extinguish the flames, but by then, several people had been killed. More than a dozen others were injured. Investigators are working to determine what caused the fire. A street was renamed in Poway, California Friday to honor the woman killed in an attack on a synagogue in April. The former Eva Drive is now named Lori Lynn Lane. City Council approved the change last month. Lori Lynn Gilbert Kay, who is 60 years old, was the only person killed in the shooting at the Shabbat of Poway Synagogue. It took place on the last day of the Jewish holiday of Passover. 3 other people were hurt, including the rabbi. A 20-year-old man is charged in that attack and in a mosque burning. Charges include murder and attempted murder. He's set to face trial in June. Last night, we brought you never-before-seen details of the infamous Jamie Kloss case as the Wisconsin DOJ released all investigation files surrounding that case. We've continued to pour through thousands of pages of documents. Mary Pouch joins me live in studio with further information. Mary?
McKenna, last night our coverage brought to light new details about the night Jamie Kloss was abducted and new dash cam footage of what was believed to be Jake Patterson's car driving past a law enforcement vehicle. Now we are also learning more about Patterson's past. In an interview with his dad, Patrick, he said he was very upset when he heard the news about Jamie being found in Gordon on the same road he used to live on. Patrick said he immediately raced to the scene where he was met by authorities. Patrick also said he had been fighting with Jake over Jake not having a job and not moving on with his life. He said he always tried to motivate Jake to get out of the house and make some friends, but he never did. Jake's mom, Deborah Frey, says she asked Jake if he had heard about Jamie's disappearance. She said Jake denied knowing anything. Frey said she was just concerned about Jamie. Frey added that other than when he was playing video games, Patterson did not exhibit violent behavior. However, she did describe him as introverted and a loner. McKenna.
Thanks, Mary. As we said last night, News 18 doesn't want to bring forth any information that could harm Jamie. And the more we learn about the case, just goes to show how strong she was to escape and survive this horrific event. Homelessness increased by 2.7% in the U.S. in 2019, driven by a spike in California. That's according to the annual homelessness report. The increase in California is higher than all the other states combined. But there are a few bright spots in the report. A majority of the states actually marked declines in homelessness between 2018 and 2019. Homelessness among veterans is half of what was reported in 2010. Meanwhile, homelessness among families with children continued to fall, down nearly 5% since 2018. But the problem continues to grow on the West Coast, especially in California and Oregon, with homelessness in California increasing by 21,000 people in 2019. As today is the winter solstice, tonight is the longest night of the year. And this afternoon at the Capital Madison Area Urban Ministry, they held a service to remember those who've died while experiencing homelessness in Dane County. Organizers compiled a list of names from agencies across the area in order to remember those individuals today.
Oftentimes their families may not even know that they've passed, ties have been severed. Sometimes their bodies stay in the morgue because there's no one locally who can claim the body. And we just want to make sure that their lives are celebrated.
A horse-drawn hearse made its way around the Capitol before a light meal and formal service of peace and remembrance at First United Methodist Church. Donations of winter clothes were also accepted. Let's head into some weather. It's been a pretty quiet week for once, Jess. Was it going to stay that way going into the holidays?
At least through about Christmas Eve. If you're planning on heading somewhere for the holidays, you should be in the clear after that. A few more chances to see some snow, but for now, temperatures have been above average in the Chippewa Valley today, currently sitting at 28 degrees in Eau Claire after starting out in the making it into the upper 30s today, which is almost 15 degrees above average for this time of year, so nothing to complain about there. Now, there are some clouds around right now, but we are expecting clearing to occur overnight tonight. So for much of the night, expecting mostly clear conditions. Can't rule out a few areas of some patchy freezing fog to develop, though, overnight. So be aware of that. On any spots on the roads where there could have been some melting snow earlier, refreezing, watch out for that, but largely expecting warmer temperatures to continue through the week. Full look at the holiday forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Jess. Speaking of cold weather, this morning firefighters near Madison saved a dog that had fallen through ice. Francisco Manera has you covered on how the dog's doing tonight and what firefighters say you should think about as the weather gets a little bit warmer.
Saturday, Argyle firefighters got to put their ice rescue training to the test.
We've never really, this is our first time. Fortunately, I should say,